Making some tea. Listen, if God tells me to post this video... Oh, I forgot my sugar. If God tells me to post this video tomorrow, I'm going to post it. I'm recording it, though, tonight. And I'm going to have some peppermint tea. But I want to read something to you guys before I go grab my sugar. This is Romans 12, verse 8, okay? If you have the grace gift of encouragement, then use it to often encourage others. If you have the grace gift of giving to meet the needs of others, then may you prosper in your generosity without any fanfare. If you have the gift of leadership, be compassionate about your leadership. And if you have the gift of showing compassion, then flourish in your cheerful display of compassion. Look at me blushing. Oh, that has me blushing. 1 second, I have to get my sugar. No, Leo. Leo, get down. 1 second, I need my sugar, because, yeah. Oh my gosh. And there's like no sugar. Should I even be having sugar this late at night? I'm like so hyper right now, guys. Like, I'm so hyper. I know I'm supposed to be in bed, but I also know that God's going to want me to encourage. You guys see my eyes? I'm tired. I just got in my house. It's like almost 9:30. These are one of them days where I go home very, very, very late. And I'm on the road all day. And I have the sniffles because outside it's cold. And I'm making tea. And I'm going to shower and go to bed. So usually right now I'll be showering and going to bed. But I'm going to encourage someone. And God gave me the word. But the reason why I'm saying if I'm supposed to post it tomorrow, if God gives me the okay, I'll post it, is because I don't know if I'm doing too much. Sometimes he'll say something and I'll just talk. And God's like, Stephanie, I told you what to say. I didn't tell you to say all of that. I just told you to say this. And I'm just like, okay, God, I was trying to encourage. And put in my 2 cents, you know? So 1 second, y'all. Don't start. If you knock on this door after me letting you out, okay, because Leo goes outside sometimes. He'll knock to go outside, and then as soon as I let him outside to go pee, he'll knock to come back right in. He didn't have to go outside. So he'll do things like that to get my attention. But anyways, that scripture is how I feel right now. So I posted a video earlier today. You can tell I'm tired, but I'm just energetic. You guys are like, what did you take? I have these type of vitamins that make me extremely energetic. So, I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna let y'all know what it is. He may tell me to post this tonight. Maybe this might be like a late night video for y'all, for those of y'all who cannot sleep, and maybe you can go to bed feeling better about whatever situation or circumstance that you're going through. Because I really want to help you, and I want you guys to know that I've been through so much. I understand you guys. I know the battles you guys face. And sometimes I'm like, God, I want to do so much for people. Like, sometimes the warfare gets me so annoyed because I want to be able to help so much. And you know how the warfare sometimes will make you very tired or very drained, and it will make you not even want to interact with people sometimes. Those of you guys who know, you know. Warfare will just make you not want to interact with people sometimes. It will just make you just want to pull away from everybody, right? There he goes knocking the door again. 1 second. Now you got to go upstairs, Leo. No distractions. Bye. Upstairs. Bye. He's gone. No, I'm not calling you back. So, yeah, sometimes warfare will make you like not want to interact with people. And the thing about it is that scripture I just read for you guys, I tried to read because I was so tired. I couldn't even see it, barely. That's how many of us are. But the warfare, it's not that the warfare changed our hearts. No, because our hearts are beautiful and we know better than to let evil people trick us out of our good hearts, right? It's the fact that we are so annoyed, we are so tired about what we go through, to the point where it's hard for us to be cheerful. It's hard for us to be generous and give consistently, to pour out, to encourage when we're going through things ourselves, right? So I want to encourage you guys that no matter what you're going through, just understand that God will never let you have an empty cup to pour from. And you have to understand that, you know, doing something even when you don't feel like your cup is full, because your cup may be halfway full, but you may not feel like it, right? Here's an example of that. Why do you think sometimes when you're sad or you're upset or you're down, you pour in someone else's cup and then you talk to them, you encourage them, even if your circumstances ain't good, your situation ain't good, you're pouring, you're talking to them, and before you know it, you cheer them up. But then guess what? You're noticing that what you were experiencing before, how you felt before, you're like, I feel so much better. You're like, I feel so much more cheerful. I feel so much more brighter. God, what happened? I went from being sad. I encouraged someone. Now I'm happy. Because what happened was you poured out of what you thought you didn't have, and God refilled you and gave you back more than what you thought you never had. So you encouraging someone encouraged you. And that's how I feel tonight. Like God literally, gave me like all this energy. Even though I've been taking my vitamins and stuff, I know it's the Holy Spirit, because right now I'm tired, but right now I'd be in my bed getting ready. But I was like, God, I want to pour and I want to help someone. And he literally gave me a word right then and there. And it's a reference to what I talked about earlier today in that video where I said, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Whoever you are that got upset today, that someone hurt today, that someone lied on today, or whenever it happened, something happened today. Because when I got that word, it was so timely. It was like God was like, shh, tell them, shh. You wanted to snap. You wanted to clap back. You wanted to type that paragraph. You wanted to send that text message. You wanted to call them up on that phone. And you wanted to give them a piece of your mind. You wanted to send that email. It's sitting in draft right now, or it's archived right now, wherever it is. But that video, if you saw that video, video probably helped you not send it. But here's the thing. It may still be pulling on your heartstrings, although you didn't respond yet. And the reason why it's pulling on your heartstrings and you may still be hurt from it is because it's not fair and it's not fun when people lie on you. It's not fair when people mistreat you. And I know it hurts. And God brought something to my attention today, this evening, relating to that video. And remember I told you guys last week, I was talking to you guys about the spirit of Belial and how, that spirit is very tricky. And that spirit will try to get people to turn against you over a lie, over rumors, and try to get people to gang up on you and stuff. And I told you guys that a lot of this, the familiarity of what's happening now as an adult, it happened from when you guys were children. When you are a scapegoat and you are mistreated from people, your own family, friends, other relatives or close relatives, like people that are like family, right? It's like your whole life as a child, you may have been trying to defend yourself and you may have been called a liar. There may have been times where people accused you, never gave you a chance to speak about the situation, where they said, you did this, you did that, and you never one time had the opportunity to defend yourself. You may have gotten whoopings for things you never did. You may have went to jail for things you never did. You may have gotten detention for things you never did. Got put in the hallway for things you never did. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I was I don't think it was kindergarten. I think it was like grade 1. I was in grade 1, right? And I just come from Jamaica. And I was in this classroom. And, there's this principal that used to always pick on me. And I wasn't sure if the principal was racist or not. I wasn't sure, but he used to always pick on me. And let me tell you something. One time I was in the grocery store with my mom. I remember we went to IGA and I picked up this pack of gum. I looked at the gum, and when I looked at the gum, I was like, oh, I really want this gum. I asked my mom if I could have it. She said, no, I put it back. So the next day I went to school and I was called to the principal's office. Went to the principal's office, and the principal said that the grocery store called them. I don't know how the grocery store called the school, but the grocery store called them. And the grocery store gave them a description of me and basically said that I stole the gum. The principal said to me, "Did you steal the gum?" I said, "No, I didn't steal the gum." And he said, "You're lying. They said they got you on camera stealing the gum." I said, "No, I never stole the gum. I picked it up and I asked my mom and I put it back." So the principal he wasn't yelling at me that day, but he interrogated me for about an hour. And I was crying because, like, I was being accused of something I never did. I just came in the country. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't even speak full, like, English. I was speaking patois, like, you know, Jamaicans, like, broken English, basically. And I'm just like, man, I'm being accused. And, you know, I was crying. They called my mom. And my mom started accusing me, too. So she literally said, "You took the gum. You took the gum." So it was like I was being interrogated from school. And then I would go home. And then my mom was interrogating me when I got home. Right? So I was being interrogated. So anyways, no one believed me. Everybody said I did it. So I just said, okay, as a child, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm blamed for it. And then tomorrow I'll go back to school like nothing happened and just start my day fresh. Wrong. I got back to school. The principal called me out of class again. Second day in a row. This time he yelled at me. He interrogated me for about an hour and a half. And when I mean like he was yelling at me, his face was red. There was veins on his neck. He's like, "Why'd you take the gum?" Spit flying in my face. I'm not even over exaggerating. Like, God is my witness, okay? He was like this, spit flying in my face. I think I was around like five or six that time. I started bawling. I'm like, "I did not take the gum. I did not take the gum." He's like, "Admit you took the gum." Like, the way he was yelling, I'm surprised the secretaries didn't say anything or anything like that. Like, me being an adult now, I know that's wrong. But being a child, I thought it was normal because he's an adult. You think adults are right when they do stuff like this. This principal interrogated me for a whole week. From Monday to Friday, he interrogated me. We went to IGA. I think we went to IGA the Sunday. Yeah, the Sunday. We went to IGA the Sunday or the Friday. I just know that whatever day I got back to school after going to the grocery store, I don't know if it's the day after or if it's the Monday, the weekend, after the weekend. I just know the first day going back to school after the grocery store, that was the first day of my interrogation from the principal. And I know it went on for a whole week. Every day that I went to school, I was trembling. I was scared. I was so scared. When I would get called to the principal's office, my heart would drop because I knew that he was going to yell at me. He would yell at me so much. It's like almost like he wanted to hit me. That's how hard he would yell at me. And again, now being an adult, looking back at this, it was totally wrong that he did that. He's not allowed to do that, right? But now I know, like, I was being treated badly. And now I know that there was something going on as to why the secretary didn't say anything. Anyways, so for a week, I was being accused of this. And my mom didn't even believe me. She accused me of it too. Even though she saw I put it back, she think that I still took it. Do you know that after a week of interrogation, we were watching the news and I found out that on the news that he passed away, that he got into a car accident. And after that, I went to school. I didn't have any fear. But up until then, I had fear. And I feel bad that even happened to him. But, you know, after that, I was so traumatized to the point where I don't know what happened, but there was like a spirit that took over my body as a child where like I just had the urge to steal after that. After that incident, gotten blamed, interrogated, I was like, I might as well steal now because I'm being blamed for stealing or whatever. And I just started stealing, you know? I started stealing after that. So, you know, and then there was times where I was accused of things I never did. And then there was times where I did do things I wasn't supposed to do, right? But, you know, the accusations growing up hurt me a lot. You know, and it was something I experienced as a child, going through accusations. There was so much other things that happened. Because I remember, like, when I became, like, more, like, 14, 15-ish, I kind of calmed down. Like, I wasn't as bad as I was when I was a child. And I would still get accused. You know what I mean? So that was a part of me being a child that was... What's the word? Kind of like retaliating, doing things that I was accused of, like, because I was being accused of it. I'm like, okay, I might as well start doing it. You know what I mean? Like, that was my mentality as a child. But like I said, I calmed down more when I was like 14, 15-ish. I calmed down. But it never stopped. I was always being accused of things. And the thing about it is people would never come to me and say, is this true? Everybody would just say it was me, get on the phone and start gossiping about me. And it would hurt me. It would hurt me. I got kicked out my cousin's place like some days after Christmas because of an accusation. But nobody came to me and spoke to me and said, is this true? They just all assumed. I got jumped. I got my clothes thrown in the hallway, garbage bag thrown in the hallway. Went to the police station. The police officer said they wanted to press charges on me, but that they chose not to. And that made me cry even more because I'm like, charges for what? I got jumped. I was defending myself over an accusation, over something that wasn't even true. But nobody asked me if I did it, right? So a lot of things that played out, I noticed that it was that spirit. And I noticed that one thing about the Belial spirit is it wants you to react because of what you've endured. The spirit wants you to fight back, as in argue back, as in yell back, as in get physical back. When the spirit uses people who already don't have good intentions for you and who already made their mind up about you to come at you, you being hurt, you enduring all this growing up, it will trigger you in your adult years because that is a part of you that needs to be healed, right? And what the spirit will do is the spirit will try to will use people to do this to you, but the spirit wants you to respond and react. And the spirit wants you to respond and react negatively. The spirit wants you to clap back, slander back, fight back, whatever it is to make you look bad. To make you look bad. And the spirit wants whatever lies that are being told about you to seem like it's true. And when you are in the current moment of being angry, in the present moment of being angry and being sad and not thinking before you speak, you may end up saying something and doing something that will make that lie look believable. And then that will only trigger you more because now not only are you being accused for something you didn't do, but now your actions are making the liars look like they're telling the truth. And this is why God always says, be silent until he tells you to speak. Because you have to understand that when you speak up and you give people what they want and you yell back and you try to defend yourself, you are giving the perpetrators tools. You are giving them more of, an advantage. Because now they can use your words, they can twist your words, they can twist it to make it look like you did something you didn't do. They can add in words, take out words. You get what I'm saying? So that is a Leviathan spirit. That's when a Leviathan spirit comes at play, when now your words are being twisted, your actions are being twisted, your motives are being twisted. And this is why God says, do not say anything, because once you say something, you are now fueling the fire. When you let them know what you know or how you caught them in a lie or why they are lying, that gives them room, that gives them time to clean up their lies, clean up their act, to make up lies for those lies. You get what I'm saying? And you're giving them the leverage by doing that. When you are silent and you're not giving them a reaction, you're not even letting them know that you're bothered. You're just leaving it alone. What will happen is that because that's a spirit that is operating through them, it will start to irritate them. Those who lied on you, those who made up rumors, those who spread gossip about you, what they will try to do is they're going to try to get under your skin. If they see that did not work the first time, then they're going to keep doing more things to try to get a reaction out of you. They're going to make up more rumors, more lies, more gossip. Before you know it, a week has gone by and you're still the topic of conversation. Before you know it, a month has gone by and they're still obsessing over you. And before you know it, what happens is they forget about the previous lies they told, and then they start making up new lies. And then before you know it, those who are interacting with them, those who are listening to them, those who are, who are believing them, they're going to start to see that there is an obsession. Because here's the thing. These demonic spirits, they don't favor nobody. They just use people. Okay? They use people. They don't favor nobody. So when they see that someone is willing to be used by them, they will consistently use that same person. Right? And if that person is consistently allowing that spirit to use them, before you know it, that spirit's going to make a fool out of them. Okay? And God will allow that spirit, that lying spirit, to take a hold of their tongue for a long period of time, right? And they're going to keep spewing out lies and lies and lies and lies until what? Until the truth comes out, until they expose themselves. Guess what? You not saying anything. You not getting upset. You just minding your business. You just doing what you need to do. Guess what? You end up maintaining your peace through it all, while they lose their mind trying to figure out their next move on how to take you down, not realizing that the whole time they're revealing themselves, right? So you have to understand that, okay? And you have to know that God is the Redeemer. God is the Vindicator. God is faithful. One thing that God is not like is a false witness. God is not like a lying tongue. God is not like haughty eyes. God is not like gossip. He does not like any of that. So you have to understand that while people think they're getting away with these things, they're actually not. And you will be vindicated without you looking for it. Because what happens is when the enemy digs a hole for you, they fall into their own hole. They fall into their own pit. So I understand that, a lot of us being adults, we want to react right away and we may get upset, because what it does is it brings back a familiar feeling of your childhood. For those who resonate with this, I resonate with this too. It brings back a familiar feeling of your childhood when this happened so much and you never said anything. You never had a chance to defend yourself. No one gave you that chance to defend yourself. And now you feel like because you're an adult, you have to stick up for yourself. Because you're an adult, you have to say something. You have to argue back. You have to tell them about themselves. You have to clap. That's how you feel as an adult now, because you feel like you owe that to yourself for all the years and all the times that you've been gaslit, accused, used as a scapegoat for other people's, fault or whatever, and you were silenced. So now you feel like you have to defend yourself. But let me tell you something. You have a Father in heaven, okay? You have the Lord. You have Jesus, okay? You have to understand that you have a defense. You have someone to defend you. You have someone that loves you. You have someone that's going to vindicate you. Okay? Do you think that these people that accused you as a child and everything, do you think that they really continue to think all those things were true? I'm pretty sure a lot of them found out the truth about you, about what's been going on. A lot of them have, right? But just because you don't see them coming to you and you don't hear apologies does not mean that they have not figured it all out. Does not mean that you have not been vindicated. Not everyone is, brave enough. Not everyone is honest enough to come to you and say, hey, when you were this age, when you were that age, when I said this, I apologize. Not everyone's brave enough to do that. Not everyone's brave enough to do that. You have to understand that some people are still stuck in their ways and some people are still operating from that spirit. So just because you haven't received an apology, just because you have not received, physical vindication, like proof of physical vindication, does not mean you haven't been vindicated, because you have. Many of you guys have, right? So you now thinking that you have to defend that little boy, defend that little girl in an aggressive type of way, or, by always speaking up for yourself and that being your defense mechanism, all that does is it's a disadvantage to, your peace. It's a disadvantage to your peace, because God clearly talks in James and tells us what we should do, right? God even says, blessed are you when you are falsely persecuted for my name's sake. You are blessed. You are blessed. And just remember that eventually the truth always comes out, and it will. What's done in the dark always comes to light. This is in Luke. Okay? Like, I don't know the scriptures off by heart, but child, I'll be reading it. I'll be reading it. So just remember that. I learned this myself recently. I learned this, and God tells me when to speak up for myself. He gives me the okay, like when to speak up for myself. If he doesn't tell me to speak up for myself, I don't speak up for myself. Because you know why? I know he's going to handle it. I know he's going to take care of it. It took me a while to learn this, but can I tell you something? I've been so much more peaceful. This is one less thing I have to worry about now, disturbing my peace, because I completely understand now. I get it after how many years, and I'm just passing this on to you. So if you're feeling down right now, you're feeling upset, and you're feeling sad, and whatever happened to you today relating to that video I posted earlier, and God is saying, God is not saying that you don't deserve to stick up for yourself. You don't deserve vindication, and he's not trying to silence you like you were silenced as a child. He's trying to show you a different way, a different approach, and he's trying to show you the most honest and the most holiest and the most righteous way to receive your vindication, and it's all through his glory, and he will make sure that happens. Okay, I love you guys. I'm so sorry for Leo barking. I'm about to go upstairs now because I love you guys so much. I gotta get ready for bed because I'm tired, child. Love y'all. Bye.